The Nigerian Senate has mandated the Health Ministry to make it mandatory for the country's hospitals to use locally manufactured needles and syringes, harping on the urgency for a policy to be in place in that direction. The Senate Committee on Health said this during a session involving the Health Ministry, the Customs Service, the Food and Drug Regulatory Agency (NAFDAC), the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, as well as local manufacturers of needles and syringes. TV360's Oyin Adekunle tells us more.
It's high time Nigeria started the production of needles and syringes to be used by the country's health facilities. Senator Ibrahim Olori-Egbe, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, said there is need to regulate manufacturing, importation and the use of syringes and needles to protect the lives of Nigerians and the country's economy.
We want a policy from the ministry that will stipulate that all the hospitals that are federally funded should utilize only, or should procure and utilize only syringes and needles manufactured by accredited local manufacturers of syringes and needles. Henceforth, we want it as a policy, and we'll give you a timeline of 6 weeks for that sort of policies to be available to us in the...
Yes, we fully support that.
Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment said the policy on the use of locally manufactured needles and syringes is currently in the works.
We are actually, the whole essence of our being here is to explain that we are actually working on a policy that will make manufacturing more attractive than importation. So we're hopeful that, like I said, within 3 months that policy will be in place. We'll present it to the Federal Executive Council. Once it's passed, then business will proceed.
If there is no smuggling or no any other sharp practices, probably there won't be any customs existing in Nigeria. We can go home and sit down. Once there is something like that or an allegation, I believe that between us, the Senate, the customs, and the manufacturers, it's in our best interest to investigate.
First offer goes to local producers. We've had the same problem with RUTF, in that RUTF, which is made here, is played down and there's importation. But where the donor is actually bringing his own funds, it's very difficult to press that. Well, where it is our own fund, we do make effort to ensure that it happens, that in fact we are working on encouraging local producers of RATF now.
The problem we have with immunization syringes is a political one, and maybe also a business one. In Nigeria, NAFDAC has certified these companies to produce syringes and needles that are being used today on Nigerians. But what the National Primary Healthcare Agency is saying is that we need to get WHO verification or whatever they do. Now, I tried to do that, and it's going to cost $1.5 million. You know, as a businessman, that makes no sense to me. Why would I invest $1.5 million US in getting a paper that I'm WHO certified when I know that they are still going to frustrate giving me the contract?
Patronizing our local companies is our problem. I don't know why. The same thing that syringe manufacturers are saying are what pharmaceutical manufacturers are saying. We don't patronize ourselves, and then when we patronize, the government doesn't pay. The government is owing the pharmaceutical manufacturers about 3 billion naira as we speak.
Nigeria currently has an installed local capacity of 1.9 billion syringes, whereas it actually requires 2.5 billion syringes to meet the country's demands. Oyin Adekunle, TV360, Nigeria.